one of the neighboring apartment complexes saw someone enter one of our facilities. The last time we were here, we placed a shovel along an exterior door in a very specific fashion. And we've conducted a routine patrol, and as we can see, there is no shovel on the door, which means somebody came in. Somebody put something in place on the other side, there's like a zip tie on the interior of the door. What we cannot have is folks living inside, sleeping inside, people doing drugs inside. That's one of our primary roles, is to make sure that no one's inside. Right now we've got reason to believe there is someone inside, so we're waiting for a few more officers to show up, and we're going to go in, but we're not going to go in like a bull in a china shop. We're going to go in a way that's extraordinarily respectful. Come over here, get down. Come over here. Be advised, we have subjects inside of 355. Glendale, confirmed. 100% there's someone on the opposite side of that door. Dispatch, please call LAPD. Let them know we have confirmed subject in the rear.
This is the LAPS. We know that you are inside. Step out now with your hands in the air.
So I started Los Angeles Professional Security about 10 years ago, and I started it with nothing. Started with myself and a patrol car. And people called and they asked, what do we do?
You can't be here. You gotta go. Ma'am, you gotta go.
No, I don't want to go to jail, motherfucker. You say it.
If you hit that patrol car, you're gonna get tased. Drop that.
We are not your run-of-the-mill security service. We're not going to stand outside of your building for an hourly rate. We are indeed a law enforcement-based subscription service. What we do is patrol in a marked patrol car. An officer in a uniform just like mine will randomly and routinely come by your home or your place of business, look for anything out of the ordinary. So right here, we got a guy who's panhandling at the drive-thru. Panhandling is a crime. I'm sure most folks don't like it. Maybe they've called the police, maybe they haven't. And if that was our client, that would be of paramount. They would simply text us and say, this is what's happening, and we would immediately descend and we will remove the individual. Patrol in this industry is kind of the top echelon. There's a lot of folks who can be a security guard, armed or unarmed, and work at Home Depot. Having a firearm, a vehicle, and going from location to location is a little more of a responsibility. The second part of our service is patrol response. You have the right to call or text our phone number and say, there is someone who's trying to gain entry to my building. I'm a tenant in an apartment complex and I walked into the common area and there's a guy sleeping. I don't recognize him. Can you remove him? Pretty much anything you would call law enforcement for, you can call us for. We have dozens of cars that are all over the city of Los Angeles at any point in time. We've got equipment that is better than most agencies you'll see out there.
As you can see, we wear vests, just like other law enforcement agencies. On the vest, I have a taser. We have a body cam.
All of our officers, of course, wear body cameras. No matter where I am in the world, all I have to do is take out my phone and I can see exactly what my officers are up to. Every single time one of my officers has contact with the public, our dispatch center is watching. They're watching to ensure our patrol officer is safe and to ensure the public is safe as well. Notice our rear view camera has been completely replaced by a camera. This is actually a wider field of view than both of our mirrors, this camera underneath. What this camera basically does is, if I'm driving, if I'm unsafe, management will get an alert. We can't have people putting themselves or someone else on the road in jeopardy. We have employees who are trained by the California Highway Patrol, by the United States Marshals. We have 2 Drug Enforcement Agency officers who work with us twice a month. We have 2 canine officers. We are in a position to respond in force to effectively anywhere in the city and remove any negative element that a client of ours is threatened with. Bam. On the inside, they put a bolt through the hole, so you had to go in and push it up.
You're in here, make your presence known. LAPS. LAPS, if you're in here, make your presence known. Team Boy. LAPS, if you're in here, make your presence known. LAPS, if you're in here, make your presence known.
These booby traps are new.
Yeah.
Be careful, guys. They got booby traps in here.
LAPS, if you're in here, make your presence known.
Hey, get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Who? Okay, step outside. Step outside. I got him. Lie down. Lie down.
Lie down, guys.
All right, is there a fire going on in here? I smell smoke. Okay. Come up, I got your 6.
All right, sir. Behind your back.
Who else is in here?
All right. You gonna wash your fingers?
Who else is in here, ma'am?
You're being placed under arrest for trespassing. Go ahead, roll on your right real quick, man.
We're just gonna sit you up so you're comfortable, okay?
All right. Use your chest.
In the state of California, we as security, we've made what's called a private person arrest. We have to make sure nothing happens to them. If something happens to them, it's 100% our fault. Do you guys need an ambulance or anything? Okay. All right, guys, so here's what's gonna happen. As my partner already indicated, you both are both under arrest for criminal trespassing, 602. So right now, we're gonna have you guys stand up. We're gonna help you out to our patrol car. We're gonna put you in the back, and the police will be here. I was born in Marietta, Georgia. Growing up in Marietta, it's a very suburban environment. I was finishing up high school. I was looking into law enforcement as a career, but I kept noticing out in Marietta, it's the good old boy system, if anyone's familiar with that. And since I didn't know any good old boys, and since I wasn't a part of that environment, I didn't really want to get into that. I came out here with the auspicion of working in law enforcement. I found out that security guard is an entire industry out here. Did my training, got my firearm permit, my guard card, and it began with me in a patrol car, because if a call went out, it's very important to me that we get there fast. Something that I noticed early on was that if we placed a call to the Los Angeles Police Department for backup, and see, right now, the LAPD is still not here. We put in a call, I put in the call personally 30 minutes ago. We've already gotten 2 under arrest. Where are the police? Sometimes they would come right away, and sometimes they would not show up. We called the police department the moment we found out about this. That was well over 45 minutes ago. The job is done here. We found 2 subjects inside. We arrested them for trespassing, and we put them in the back of our patrol car. We're going to waste police resources because we can't drive them to the police station. Security guard manual says we have to wait, and the peace officer has to take them. And that's just a waste. If we've already cleared it, we've already taken care of, why can't we just take them to jail? They're gonna take possession of our prisoner, and now they're gonna spend 2-3 hours booking him, taking an inventory of their possessions. Why can't we do that? Why can't we save the city time? Why can't we take them to jail, give them our body camera footage, give them a copy of the report? Why can't we do that? So we got a call about 45 minutes, an hour ago, about 2 subjects that could be inside. We, of course, let LAPD dispatch know of the situation, advised them that we were making entry. We found 1 subject.
Okay, who owns the building or who's in charge of the lot?
It's a corporation that's in charge of it, and LAPS is an agent of that property.
So is that your normal protocol? You guys just go search the buildings on your own, or just curious? I've never dealt with you guys before.
Gotcha. If we have someone saying that there could be someone inside, then we'll go inside and we'll find out if someone's inside. We're certainly not saying we want to replace the police, or we're better than the police, or anything along that. What we're saying is, it's our opinion that police officers are very busy with very specific crimes. They're on their way where there's a domestic violence situation. There is something that needs the police assistance, and they don't have time to deal with a guy pushing 2 shopping carts down the road.
For a second, I believe there's somebody coming out of 7235 1023.
So this place is sketchy. This right here is a city golf course. To our right, Penmar Golf Course. Everyone over here subscribes to our residential service. The primary reason why we're here, someone from this camp entered someone's parking garage. They got in the individual's SUV and they began smoking meth. And their pregnant wife happened to go downstairs and wanted to take the car somewhere. And she hopped in and she looked to her right, and there's a passed out guy with a meth pipe. Thankfully, nothing happened. Another issue was one of these transients threatened to rape and kill one of someone's child over here. There have been a lot of threats of violence. These folks get very aggressive, so just be mindful of that. Hello, sir.
Are we fucking talking to you?
How are you doing today?
All right, what do you need? Get up, get up.
Man, don't talk to that
What do you
fucking
need?
idiot, man.
What's your business here?
None of your fucking business.
That part.
Oh, none of my fucking business. They're tremendously frightened. They're paying a private security company to be a buffer.
It's been good. No, it's been great.
Cool.
When we call, like, there's a presence, so that's always nice, because, a lot of times you call LAPD and they won't show up.
There's a lot of antagonism, and we don't want to be seen as we try to not be a target. We don't want them to see us leaving. We don't want them to know when we're here and when we're not, and, like, it's kind of a sucky way to live.
Turn to you, not the police.
Believe me, I was their last option. I know that they reached out to several city council members. Nothing happened. They saw me on the news. They called our company. I explained what we can do. They said that's tremendously better than anything the city has ever offered them. All we can do is drive up and down the street. We don't have the option to remove them. Our hands are fairly tied. But if they ever enter our property, they're going to jail. You'll notice there is a fire going on right there.
You don't know?
Right here we have a encampment. I see a massive, see that big blackened wall? What that tells me is there was a fire. What I've seen very commonly happen is a transient encampment will set up a fire. The fire will get out of control and the building will catch on fire. If the city became a client of ours, that is absolutely something we would out here be doing, is essentially fire watch. We can stop and help the fire department. We can stop a lot of these fires before they even start. That is something that I think we should be able to tell them, you cannot do that, and have some sort of legal right to make it so they can't do that. Because right now, we can't actually enforce it. And that's also, private security has zero authority on a public space. There are a lot of low-level, non-violent crimes that we can exclusively respond to.
Ma'am, you're not a vehicle, so you may not wait in line with the vehicles.
Perhaps it's not illegal, it's not violent, it doesn't require a police response. Perhaps there's someone with a mental health issue, and it doesn't require violence. It requires a conversation. Hi, ma'am. Hi, my name's James. Hey, ma'am.
I'm telling you, my spine is broken.
I'm sorry about your spine. We can talk all day about how most Americans are 1 or 2 paychecks away from being bankrupt.
Exactly.
On June 24th, 2020, LA Times, the LAPD wants to step back from taking mental health calls. Why not us? We have a mobile patrol force. Give us the training, and let's put rules, regulations, and transparency in place. Can you please turn on your BWC and walk around 9127 with your body camera in the on position? The police can do police work. Let us respond.
As a courtesy, I went ahead and I got food for you, even though you're not from the drive-thru, okay?
Let us negotiate the scene and let us determine whether or not a police officer needs to be summoned. Why not have a conversation about how we can make the city better?